Ready to make some light up holly earrings? That's what we're going to make today. Hi, I'm Christina and I love to digitally apparel pattern, and I also love wearable technology. I love creating little light up pieces of jewelry or clothing that just make me feel fantastic and are unique to me. And today we're going to make a fun light up holly earring. We're going to just have an LED and a lily pad button, coin button battery board, some felt, and we're going to have some fun. I've made a couple different light up earrings. You can check out the cherry cheek Santa one here, as well as the Rudolph red-nosed reindeer one here. They are two of my favorites, and I'm excited to be adding a holly leaf to my collection. So let's gather our materials and get started. First thing we have to do is we have to cut out our holly leaves off the Cricut. I decided, since I didn't really have the design fully fleshed out, to cut out 2 of each size that I had. So 2 large, 2 medium, and 2 small, out of 2 different colors. That way I would have leaves of varying colors and a few different sizes, so I could make sure to fully cover that lily pad board. I definitely love how fast this Cricut will cut out these amazing shapes. And if you want these shapes, I'll definitely link them down in the description below so you can have the STL file so you can make your own light up holly berries. Now this felt was very soft, so the next thing that I had to do is I would have to stiffen them. So as I took them off the board, I just put them straight onto a piece of white craft paper that I can throw away later. I used this Stiff and Quick to really get them stiffed. I definitely put 1 coat on either side. I let them dry for an hour, and then I came back and I put another coat on both sides and I let them dry overnight. That way I knew that they were super stiff and they would hold my lily pad board no problem. So the next day I came back and they were as stiff as I needed them. So it was time to start gathering my other materials and playing with the arrangement. After kind of playing around with the different arrangements and checking the size of the lily board, I decided to use 1 of either color of the large leaves and then 1 small leaf at the bottom. And that seemed to cover up my lily board perfectly. And then I was just going to mirror it to the other side. So I'm going to start by getting the 2 large leaves and I'm just stitching them together right down the center. You can choose to glue them together or however else you would prefer to attach the 2 felts together. I felt that sewing them was the fastest, easiest way for me. And then I added the tiny leaf on the back at the very bottom. Then, once I was finished sewing them all together, I tied off my thread, but I left it still attached. Then I poked holes through so that I could put my LED through. Next, to be able to feed the LED through nicely, I wanted to separate the leads just a little bit. So I did a 90-degree angle down. Always make sure to double check which lead is positive and which one's negative, because it matters in the long run. Then I'm just going to fold down my leads and twist them up into a circle so I have something to stitch around and get a nice solid connection on. Now I'm using my conductive thread and I'm stitching around the positive lead first. You want to make sure you get a really good solid connection, so I always suggest doing at least 5 whips around whatever you're doing. So I do 5 whips around the lead, and then I put the button battery board on and I do 5 whips around the port. Then the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to get the holly berries on. So I used the thread and I poked through and I started just stitching on these holly berries. And I ended up, after I got them stitched onto the thing, I wanted them a little bit hugging the LED a little bit more. So what I did is I went and actually stitched just through the little puff balls all around the LEDs to really suck them into that LED. Once they were on there and I was happy with that, I tied off my thread and I went back to my conductive thread and I started with the negative lead. So I've already twisted it into a circle and I'm going to stitch at least 5 times around that. It will also get it solidly on the felt, and then 5 times through the negative port. I always find that after you have those 2 on, before you go too much more, you always want to test it. So I put my battery in and tested out that I was good to go. Now it's time to put the earring hardware on. So I'm going to use 2 chain links and an earring hook. Then I'm going to just push an awl through the very top to give me a hole to put one of the links through. And you want to make sure when you're feeding these links through that your earring hook goes on the correct way. But then, oh my goodness, look at how cute they turn out to be. I am so excited. There we go. We have now completed our holly berry leaf light up earrings, and I think they are adorable. I am so happy with how they turned out. If you're interested in grabbing the STL file so that you can cut them out of a Cricut, it will be in the description below so that you can make your own holly berry light up earrings. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe so you can see other fun light up earrings or fun technologies into clothing and accessories. I hope to see you in some of my other videos.